Good morning. Today on Business Success in Six, we have Marcy Dunlap here from Geis. Marcy, thanks for coming on today.
Thanks for having me.
It's my pleasure. Our clients and community are really curious about your business, and we'd love to learn a little bit more about it. So, the first question that I'm going to ask you is when people ask what you do in your business, how do you describe it?
What I personally do or what our business does.
What your business does?
We are an overhead door company in the metro Milwaukee area. We service residential customers, builders, remodelers, wholesale people, and commercial customers. We install, service doors and operators.
Awesome. Side question. How long have you guys been in business?
Since 1955, so we're over 65 years.
Wow, that's incredible. What were your plans when you first started in this business and how have they changed?
When I first started, I had I was pregnant with my third and I had a job. This was my dad's business and he called me and said I could really use your help. I was like, well, if I can work part-time, sure, I'll help. And I came in and I just did whatever was needed. And I guess that was 35 years ago. So my role has changed from being the helper to little by little, I just listened and learned and took on more and more responsibility. And when my father retired, my brother and I bought the business. And then with that came varied responsibilities and growth.
Wow, that's awesome. Growth is huge too. Is your brother still a part of the business?
He is stepping aside, and I'm staying on, and I have two children as well as a nephew-in-law who are joining me in
Wonderful.
ownership.
That's wonderful. So what is the biggest way that you impact the community?
Impact the community. We do we're involved in the United Way, which all of our employees, and then we match what our employees donate. We also there's other local charities that we support. We also try to always treat customers like we would want to be treated. So we have a lot of return business and, you know, so you fix someone's door and it's not, they call back 2 weeks later, we'll go take a look. I mean, we're not gonna charge them that second time. We're gonna be sure what we did was right. Sometimes it's just that their dog knocked the safety sensor, but it's okay. We try to work with people.
Definitely. I can imagine that when something like a garage door breaks, it's pretty urgent and people need things fixed quickly. Do you have, what are like your biggest challenges in the business that others could learn from?
Truthfully, our biggest challenge right now is hiring people. But I think that tends to be what you hear everywhere now. But communication is, you say it's important. It is calling a customer when you're on your way, so they're anticipating you coming, but that phone call makes them reassured, and then you're there, and it's all good. We do emergency work. That would be, again, we can talk people down. Emergency is expensive. We can try to talk somebody through a problem at their home. Do you have two cars? Use one car, today, and we'll be there tomorrow. Save you some money. That doesn't work so good when you're an apartment complex and you've got 40 cars stuck in. So then we can say we'll be there in an hour. And so that's kind of how we try to work it.
Wow, I can't even imagine that scenario being in an apartment complex. So that's got to be really challenging. Well, thank you for sharing that. And that the communication, absolutely. We all have so many different kinds of communication. So it's got to be challenging when a customer calls that's just in hysterics, right? So you talked a little bit about what the future looks like for you and if you have an exit plan. You said you have two children and a nephew that are going to be jumping on. Can you tell me a little bit more about that? How that's working?
Yeah, this is kind of a new, this has been a transition in the past few months. And, they've got the same values of how to run the business, and they're taking on more responsibility. And, we like need to hire a few more people. And as we are more fully staffed within the next 2 to 3 years, I can hopefully retire. But it's
Wonderful.
all good.
How many employees do you have total?
We're around 35.
Okay. And last question, all subjects open. What inspires you the most in life and business?
I think I kind of live by faith, family, friends. And when I when I when I start getting frustrated or whatever, I bring it back to that, and it's kind of how I get through days. And I am fortunate that I work a lot of not only employees, but customers have become my friends. And I am fortunate too that I have family that I work with, and I believe in God. So
That's beautiful. That's a wonderful way to end our time together. Thank you so much for your time. We will definitely put your information below. So if anybody would like to reach out and do business with you, that would be wonderful. Thank you again.